Okay, all right. So far, it's been a very good week of practice. Our guys, you can tell the game's getting closer. Just their focus, intensity, not that their intensity wasn't good before, but you can see that as the game gets closer, you know, the guys are really locked in. We'll be practicing in the morning early at the stadium, having a dress rehearsal like we normally do. I'm going to give our guys off a day on Saturday to get their bodies back. We've trained them pretty good this week just to get them healed up and get them mentally and physically fresh before we come back for Sunday. Today we also named our starting quarterback. It'll be Sean White. Will be our starting quarterback against Clemson. Like I said all along, it was a very good race. All three guys competed at a very high level. Just felt like it was time to name a starter, and Sean won the job. And I think it'll be important that, you know, he'll have a good full week to work specifically just with the ones. We've really tried to do a good job of all three guys getting equal opportunities. You know, Jeremy had a very good fall camp, very competitive. He's much improved. He's in a very good spot. John Franklin competed extremely hard, and like I said before, he improved greatly from the spring. Of course, we expected him to. We've got three, you know, guys that can run our offense, but Sean White's the first one that will be out there. We're excited for Sean. He's earned it. He's a guy that has experience in our offense last year. He's a tough guy. You know, he's in a good spot. He's in a good spot to lead this team. The team's going to rally around him, so I'm excited for him. Our starting punter is going to be Kevin Phillips. Of course, he started last year. He was in a good battle with Ian Shannon, and Ian really made it very competitive. And but we decided to make the call with that. You could see Ian from time to time get some punts throughout the year. He's an outstanding punter. He's also an outstanding kicker as far as that goes. Marshall Taylor returned back this week. He's been out there since Tuesday, just getting acclimated. It's really hard to tell how much he will be able to help the first game at this point. He's just trying to get back out there and get rolling with it. But overall, it's a good practice today. You know, we went against each other in some special situations, 2-minute situations, into the game type deal. And like I said, tomorrow will be a big dress rehearsal and be a big day for us now that we kind of got our guys lined up in position with different groups. So, questions?
Gus, do you have a number 2, or is that about?
Yeah, you know, right now we just named Sean the starter. Not ready to say who's 2 and 3 yet, but we just named Sean the starter. We told the team, told the players today, and you know, the team was excited for him.
Regardless of that, do you expect John to be a role for John Franklin?
You know, we'll just see how the season unfolds with that. Right now, just ready to say that Sean White's our quarterback, and we're going to go with him.
So how are you repping with the first team offense right now? Usually you like to do 2, so how are you kind of splitting that up?
Well, right now, Sean will be with the Orange the entire week.
Just by himself?
Yeah, just by himself. And,
Gus,
you know, the fact that the other guys got reps all fall camp, you know, with the orange and the blue right there, we feel like we're in a good spot.
What was it about Sean that made a difference for him, and what areas has he improved from last year?
Well, I think he's improved in all areas. I mean, anytime you have experience in something, it does nothing but help. The fact that, you know, he competed at a high level last year, and then he battled through some injuries. You know, he had a very good spring. He's a smart guy that understands the offense, and you know, he battled hard in fall camp. You know, it's tough when you rotate 3 guys and you're in a battle. It's tough on all 3 of them, but he responded very well. You know, and you know, he's in a good spot.
Is there anything specific maybe you saw in practice that you were like, he couldn't do that before, or he's finally doing this right?
You know, I think probably just more than anything is the progressions of understanding the offense. And I mean, anytime you have experience in something, you know, you can go to your check downs or go to the other side of the field, and just the probably the overall just experience factor of knowing, being in the situations, knowing what to expect, knowing what to do or what not to do.
And are you going to expect him to run the zone read and be a threat on the ground?
Well, I mean, we expect him to run our offense. Whatever we, you know, call out there, we expect him to be able to execute.
Yes, on Saturday you said it was too good a competition to name a starter. Just what's changed in the last 3-4
Well,
years?
and I've said that all along, which is completely true. It's just a matter of just the need to name a starter, to get a full week, get a full week with the ones. And I think that's very important. So that was that had a lot to do with it. And so we just decided that, Sean White is the guy that won the job. It was a close race, like I said before. And, we have confidence in Sean. And probably more importantly, his teammates have confidence in him.
Gus, how much does it change when you get to one guy where you kind of start to tailor things a little bit towards their strengths? How much does that do?
Yeah, I think it's important, the last week, you're starting to get specific. We rotated receivers, we rotated running backs, but now you're to a point where you're getting really specific with the same 11 guys. And I think that's very important, for a quarterback too, to know exactly who he's throwing to and throw to the ones instead of sometimes throw to the twos, sometimes throw to the threes, and then sometimes throw to the ones. That is, there's a lot to be said for that.
How much of a battle is still going on with the wide receiver groups? Because I know a lot of those young guys can mix in some.
Yeah, and Kyle Davis is back in the swing of things, and he's practicing really for the first time, in fall camp. Nate Craig's battled a few injuries, but done a good job. Eli Stove also has done a good job. So just a matter of seeing how quick those young guys can progress, like we talked about before. And you never know until you get out on the field, but there's a good chance all three of those guys, could help us in this first game.
Is Tony Stevens back to full speed?
Yeah, Tony Stevens is back full speed. Matter of fact, for the most part, all the guys are back out there practicing, and we expect them all to be 100%.
But as big as a factor as experience is for Sean Gus, but when John doesn't have that in-game experience, was he able to really challenge and put himself in a spot to win the job, or was experience just too much of a factor to overcome for him?
Are you talking about
For
him?
John Franklin, but he doesn't have the in-game experience compared to Sean. You said that was very important, obviously.
Yeah.
Was John able to really put himself in a chance to
Well,
win?
we tried to put those guys as many game-like situations, different kind of situations, and like I said before, just trying to put them in situations you can evaluate them and give them a fair chance to compete. We feel like we did that, and like I said, John did some very good things.
Are you committed to playing Jeremy in some fashion this year?
Right now, we're just committed to Sean White, being our quarterback and getting after, getting to play Clemson. That's what we're committed to right now.
Did you notify the quarterbacks individually this morning as well? You said you talked to the team.
Yeah, we'll always talk to them individually, and then we'll talk to the team. Yeah.
How has Jeremy handled the last 36 hours with his personal loss?
Yeah, that's our thoughts and prayers go out to him. That's a tough situation, as far as that goes, and we're all hurting for him.
Yes, games, 8 o'clock game, kickoff, but you guys can have a night practice over at the stadium?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, Sunday night we'll turn the lights on and go to the stadium and try to get under the lights and all that, and we'll be looking for people that are watching too.
Gus,
Promise you that.
Better watch out for those, flying.
And we'll be watching for that too.
Without getting many chances to go live, how hard was it for John Franklin maybe to show what he's able to do with his legs?
I think he was able to show, like I said, in the spring, I think we went live with him twice. And the fall camp, there was enough situations where we could see all three of them, how they would react. All you can do is you'd say, wait, would this guy break that tackle or would he break this tackle? But we did enough that we felt like, gave them all a fair chance.
Because this was the longest quarterback battle of your college career, one of the longest of your career.
Really? I didn't know that.
How does this differ for you, your perspective, compared to other battles?
I think each individual situation is always different. It's, and that's probably more of a testament to how good the competition was, more than it was anything else. So that's really, I didn't realize that was the longest.
Yes, you like where your team is now as you kind of get ready to get into game week?
Yeah, I do. They're ready to play. They're ready to play and ready to get out there. They have a chip on their shoulder. They want to go out there and play well and play as a team. Yeah, there's no doubt. Stephen Roberts is, he was one of our better special teams guys last year. He got experience at the safety position the second half of the year. had a very good spring, and just turning into one of those leaders on the defensive side that I know Coach McGriff has a lot of confidence in. He's a savvy football player. He understands football, and he's starting to develop into the player that we really expected when we recruit him. And I'm proud of where he's at right now. He's got to go out there. He's got to keep improving and all that. But he's a football player.
Gus, do you suspect you'll still script the first 10 or 12 plays when you get into game prep, for Clemson, or is that?
I'm not telling.
What about the first 5?
Not telling that either. We may script 20.
So you will script plays, let's put it that way.
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
When did you as a staff start actually going and preparing for Clemson in the meeting? Or just
I think each year, you look at your schedule and, after spring ball or sometimes even before spring, you look at your early opponents and, I think everybody in the country does that, and you try to get an early jump on as possible. So.
From a player's standpoint, I'm sure you can touch on this, but how much does it help to have Clemson in that first game and turn their focus to a team that talented?
Yeah, well, I think everybody knows that they're one of the better teams in the country. They played for the whole thing last year. They got a lot of guys coming back. They're a good team, and so there's no doubt. We understand we're going to have to play well.